Okay, so the next question comes from Adrian Sam Karangwa. I hope I pronounced that right. Your question was, so you are Antichrist? I'm not exactly sure how you're asking that question, but I'm going to answer three different ways. The first being, if you're asking if I'm the Antichrist, no, of course I'm not the Antichrist. The second being, if you're asking if I'm against the ways of Christ or against the teachings of Christ, well, not really. I just I don't believe in the character Christ anymore, so it's kind of one of those things where I guess I feel like you'd be asking me about something that isn't really relevant to me. So in that sense, I'll go along and we'll talk about the character Jesus Christ. I don't really have problems with the teachings that are displayed in the Bible from this character. For the most part, this character seems to be trying to be a good human being, trying to teach good things to human beings. And I don't have a problem with that. Of course, I don't agree with everything in the Bible, but for the most part, I think the teachings are pretty good. And I'm saying that because it's not that I believe that the Bible is the root of these teachings. I just believe that the Bible is one source of a lot of these teachings, because you can learn pretty much about anything from anywhere. People that weren't raised as Christian can be taught these same morals or same principles through other religions or no religion at all. So I don't have a problem with a lot of the teachings in there. So if these are the teachings of Christ, a lot of them I don't have a problem with. But yeah, so it's just kind of hard for me to really, when you say Antichrist, even on another level, it can be meant that I'm evil, because I guess just by definition, according to Christianity, Antichrist is evil, or someone that's trying to maybe take the place of Christ or go against Christ, as in an adversary or something. So no, I'm not going against Christ's teachings or the things that Christ was trying to teach. It's just I don't really believe in the character, so it's kind of a, I guess it's kind of a tricky question for me to answer. Now the last one being, am I against, if you're asking if I'm against Christianity, again, not really. I don't believe in it. So again, this is a situation where I'm we're dealing with something I don't believe in, but I understand that a lot of people do believe in it. I think that Christianity can be helpful to people, just like I believe that other belief systems can be helpful to people as well. And I say that because, you know, people are raised in these belief systems and they're taught things that aren't necessarily bad, but at the same time, they're taught things that aren't necessarily, from my perspective, they're not necessarily true. So to give an example, because I know this is kind of a delicate topic, there are a lot of things that happen in life that are going to happen anyway. Some people that are in belief systems believe that God is the person that's in control of all of this, or they're responsible for everything, like for getting up in the morning or for being protected from a car accident or something like that. They're just, for me, the problem is there's no evidence for this. It's just like, I'm a non-believer, and I've been in situations where bad things could have happened, but they didn't, and I wasn't praying that it didn't happen. I wasn't expecting a supernatural power to come and save me or do anything about it. I was just going to accept whatever happened, because that's just how life goes. I mean, good things happen to good people, good things happen to bad people, bad things happen to bad people, bad things happen to good people. It doesn't really matter what your belief system is, and that can be proven all day. But there are people that believe that I guess, higher powers or gods or spirits sometimes are protecting them. And I'm just saying that there's really no evidence to this, because if you have one person that claims that God did something, like if you have a situation where somebody claims that God protected them from something, well, all it takes is one person that says God didn't protect them from it to offset that whole scenario. And then again, you can even take it a step further and say somebody from another belief said that their God protected them and it wasn't your God. So you can see I can get a little bit complicated. Now the way I see it is, it's just life happens. Things happen in life. It is what it is. I mean, you know, whether you pray or not, you know, whether you believe a God's protecting you or not, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. That's how I see it. And since I've been a non-believer, that's kind of been fine. You know, I don't pray over my food. It still tastes just as good as it did when I was praying over it. I don't get sick. Nothing's changed. Just the fact that I don't believe that there's something supernatural on top of natural things. So with that being said, I understand that this is how people were groomed to go through life. They were groomed to believe in something, and you can't just take that away from them. I completely understand that. So as I said in some of my previous videos, I don't deny that there are spiritual things. I just can't attest to those things. But for me, I I just don't believe in it. So I don't want to make it seem like I'm anti anything, to be honest. It's just me personally, I don't believe in a lot of these things. So if other people need to believe in these things to feel better about themselves, or to feel that, you know, they're right with this higher power or higher power that they believe in, that's fine, as long as you treat other people, you know, accordingly and respectfully. But again, going back to your original question, am I anti-Christ, or so you're anti-Christ? No, I'm not anti-Christ. No, I'm not really against the teachings of the character Christ. And no, I'm not really against Christianity. I don't believe in it. So I hope that answered your question. Like I said, I wasn't quite sure how you meant the question, so I just wanted to kind of cover all bases. But thank you for asking your question.